So Mario Rios has just uploaded a video of his day in the life diet. And recently, this guy's been getting into nutrition. And personally, I think he knows jack shit about nutrition. So let's expose his ass in today's video. Let's go.
My first meal of the day is gonna start with my pre-workout meal. If you're a fan of the channel, you already know my favorite pre-workout meal are pretzels.
We're off to a bad start, gentlemen. So I actually took a look at the ingredients of these exact pretzels. And the first thing that stands out to me is the seed oils. Mario, the whole reason you've been shitting on protein powders for all the unnecessary BS ingredients, such as the seed oils, which are in your pretzels. Not to mention all the other ingredients, such as the flours and the starches that are gonna kill your gut, especially eating this shit in the morning. Come on, bro. But anyways, let's see what his excuse is for eating all these Sweety Treaty pretzels.
A lot of ignorant fitness influencers will tell me, Mario's having pretzels, it's unhealthy for him, he should have fruit instead. Well, most fruit isn't high glycemic. When you're talking about a pre-workout meal, you need something that's high glycemic. High glycemic is code for fast digesting. And one of the few fruits that's high glycemic is pineapple. So I got some pineapple one day and I had it as my pre-workout meal, but getting enough pineapple to get the adequate amount of carbs in, which for me is between 30 and 40 grams of carbs before my workout, kind of leaves you full.
This guy acts like honey doesn't exist. While honey doesn't have as high of a glycemic index as these processed refined grains you're having, you can just have the honey a little bit earlier pre-workout. Honey also solves the issue of you feeling full on fruit, as 2 tablespoons of honey alone have 36 grams of carbs, which is in the range you claim of carbs you need pre-workout. Honey also doesn't have any negative health effects like these soy pretzels that are keeping Mario metabolically sick as hell. Mario also has this with an electrolyte formula that contains maltodextrin, which I'm not a huge fan of, as it has been shown to damage and inflame the gut. But anyways, let's move on.
Some ground beef. This ground beef is 85% lean or 85% protein and 15% fat. This is probably the best one in terms of taste and overall health. You're gonna hear from bodybuilders, oh, the 93% protein is gonna be better because it's higher in protein. That doesn't make any sense. This has a lot of protein in it, but also has the fat. It's gonna keep your energy levels high and increase your testosterone, because believe it or not, protein isn't more important than fat or carbs. I just never understood that.
Mario, you cooked. Mario finally made a good point here. I 100% agree with him saying that ground beef higher in fat is better for you. This is as animal fats, unlike you've been told, believe it or not, are one of the healthiest things you can have because they're filled with stearic acid. Now, one thing I'd like to see him do is potentially use grass-fed beef. You can't really tell if it's grass-fed or not. You can see the USDA organic sticker, but it doesn't appear to be grass-fed. And this is a little surprising to me because he's made a ton of shorts saying that grass-fed beef is better for you and you have to use grass-fed whey.
This is because cows are treated and fed very badly, and the consequences of that is in your protein powder.
In addition to the beef he's having, he does have some white rice for his post-workout carb, which I'm not a huge fan of. But in my opinion, if you're not going to have a carb source that's fruit or honey, white rice is definitely the next best thing. So it looks like Mario's on a roll. Let's see what his next meal is.
But I was looking for a snack just in case I got a little hungry, because it happens when you're cutting. And I found these Carb Smart bars, right? These ice cream bars.
Really? I mean, really? I hope we should not have to explain why all these terrible processed sugars, artificial sweeteners, and gut-disrupting gums are terrible for you, man. What are you doing? It looks like Mario's fallen into the biggest nutrition trap there is. Low calorie does not mean healthy. I thought you knew this, man. But guys, before I start betting on here, let's just go to the next meal.
I had to use chicken breast. So, flatten out the chicken breast. I do both. So I lift it in the morning and then I train at night with MMA. And it just results in me, what is wrong with this seasoning?
Guys, I'm sorry to break it to you, but I'm not the biggest fan of chicken. Mario, he preaches grass-fed beef and grass-fed whey because cows are fed bad foods and treated poorly, but he doesn't keep the same energy with chicken. In fact, I left a comment on one of his videos, which he saw. So Mario, what are you doing, man? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to get a little bit scientific here. At least in the US, it's impossible to find a chicken that's fed a species-appropriate diet. This is due to bad farming practices. So in general, chickens are fed corn, grains, and soy. And the omega-6 linoleic acid, the bad fatty acid, the pro-inflammatory fatty acid, the one you don't want, accumulates in the chicken's fat. And then you eat that, and then that linoleic acid inflames your cells. It gets stored in your cells. So for that reason, I'm not the biggest fan of chicken. But there's another thing I'm not a big fan of. The seasoning. Once again, guys, I'm sorry. For some reason, people don't think the seasoning affects your health because it's like some small thing. But no, the seasoning does play a toll on your health. Most seasonings, I can't really tell by the video what he's using, but I guarantee there's some pro-inflammatory stuff in there like black pepper, spices, the stuff you don't want in your body. But anyways, guys, I'm getting a little hungry. So let's see and cook the chicken up.
You can clearly see these are pretty big chicken breasts. So I'll put it in to the air fryer.
Mario! Oh my gosh, what are you doing? What he's using there, guys, is a Teflon air fryer, which when scratched will release millions of microplastics and PFAs, which are forever chemicals into his food. And then he's gonna eat that food, and oh my gosh, the things that are gonna happen. The microplastics in his food are gonna do terrible things to his manhood, such as shrink his balls, decrease his testosterone, the list goes on and on and on.
So I just got back from MMA training and I downed this yellow Gatorade, not the red Gatorade, so I'm not drinking Red 40. And I already know someone's crying, oh, you're having Gatorade, it's not healthy for you, you're a hypocrite.
Oh my gosh, where do I even start? I mean, this just shows he knows nothing about nutrition. I mean, you're replacing Red 40 with Yellow 5, which are basically the same thing. They're both carcinogens contaminated with benzidine. I mean, come on, what's that gonna do? But anyways, let's just hear his reasoning for it.
Well, just like always, I'm gonna explain and educate to these dumb bodybuilders. Not to spoil the rest of the video, but my diet is very clean. And me having a little bit of Gatorade isn't gonna make my diet unhealthy or make me unhealthy.
It's funny how you're calling people dumb bodybuilders when you're literally using the dumbest bodybuilding logic in the world. That being moderation is key. Mario, let me put it into your logic for a second. Just because something is high in protein doesn't negate the negative health consequences caused by low quality BS ingredients. The same way a healthy diet doesn't cancel out the negative health consequences caused by a Sweety Treaty Gatorade. But anyways, let's hear your quote.
It's because you need the high glycemic carbs, and Gatorade has those. Again, like earlier, fruit, I don't want to eat anything right now because I just had a hard workout. We did over 100 burpees. I feel better than last time because last time we did 100 burpees to end the class, not even including the ones we did at the beginning. But I don't want to eat right now. All I want to do is go take a damn shower. So I down this really quick. It has the good amount of carbs in it. It also has electrolytes which will hydrate me. It is just for recovery. I'm going to feel way better, and especially during a cut where your recovery is going to be dialed down a bit because you're not eating enough, this is going to help me out a ton.
Now it just seems like you have a weak mentality. To put things into perspective, I'm a wrestler, and every day I was waking up during the season at 4:30 a.m. to get a lift in before school, and then wrestle 2 to 3 hours and come home and have a whole nutritionally dense meal. Not once did I ever think about having a Sweety Treaty Gatorade because I knew what's best for me. His final meal of the day is beef and broccoli. It is what it is. I'm a fan of the beef, not so much the broccoli. Guys, don't feel like you're forced to eat vegetables. They're not necessary in a good diet. Now for his nighttime supplements, he takes magnesium and zinc, which I think leads to what he's missing in his diet, which is animal organs. I think he's supplementing with zinc because it's been shown to boost testosterone. But when you eat zinc, your body requires copper to absorb it, which he's missing in his diet as he's not eating animal organs. He's eating a lot of beef, which is great for nutrients, but there's not too much copper in muscle meat. But in organs such as liver, it complements each other. So I think just adding maybe an ounce of liver for him would do wonders for his diet. So to summarize, I think Mario, he's conscious of his health, but I think what will benefit him is to replace some of the Sweety Treaties with some whole denser foods, such as fruit instead of pretzels, fruit instead of ice cream bars, and honey. Replace honey with those, and add some liver, add some organs, and I think that would be great for his diet. Anyways, guys.
Subscribe to D's Fitness.